And Scott is giving us a bit of a weather report here before we get started. It's supposed to be 80 degrees today. Oh my God, there's a spider crawling across my big screen. Luckily, it's a tiny, cute little spider versus a big, hairy one, so I don't have to panic. And he's gone, so now I have no idea where he went. Great.
I don't think that's better.
That's never better, you know.
No, I like them to keep it where I can see them.
I know. He just is like, well, I think he was crawling on the screen, and I don't know. I don't know what spiders can see or not see, but he must have realized there were all these people looking at him. He didn't like it. So, good morning, Lori. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Jamie.
Hey,
Good seeing you guys. There's Carly and John. God, I tell you, I'm going to get one of those romper room things. I really think I need to. Right. Oh, hi, Bob. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Amanda.
Amanda's here too. Hi, Tom. Morning, good morning. Oh, Barbara Browning's here. Hi, Barbara. People come in alphabetically, not sequentially, so I'm looking at all of our folks. Nick's here. Hi, Nick. Lori, hello.
And John Richmond, yay, hi.
Hi, John. Yeah, you guys shout out when you see folks. Rebecca's here. Hi, Rebecca. Did I say hello? Hi, Craig. Did I say hello to, oh, Shoshanna's here. Hello, Shoshana. Hi, Brandon. I'm going to hit the gong because it's 7:01 and we're going to get this party started. Oh. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you all. I'm going to do something. What am I going to do? Let's see. I have gremlins in my system. So just...
Wait, you have what in your system?
Gremlins. So just know that in advance. See what's going on. It's you know, you gotta love technology until you have to hate it. And so I've been on a kind of, oops. Are you seeing things?
Yeah, we see your screen.
Great, thank you. So welcome everybody. Here is a Rotary Vision. And if you hear a cat coming in the background, it's because he's still not down with Friday mornings. Here's a Rotary value statement regarding diversity.
We're not seeing that.
Maggie, you're sharing your screen, but you're not advancing the screens. You're not like actually in slideshow mode, I think.
Okay, so let me try it again because, like I said, life is. Let's try this one. Do you see that?
Yeah, you just need to advance the slides. Click over on the side.
Well, in my world, they are advancing. So are they advancing in your world?
No.
Huh. Well, color me annoyed.
If you go down and click on the third one down, we'll see it. There you go.
So you see
Rotary Vision.
Okay. And you see this one now? The
Rotary values, yeah.
Well, okay,
Maggie, why don't you click on resume slideshow up there?
Are you seeing my arrow?
Yes.
Okay.
I can see your.
Because I don't see a resume slideshow button. Sorry, guys.
Slideshow and it'll drop down.
Oh, there we go. But that didn't change my screen. See, no. That's why I was telling you there were gremlins here.
This works. Just advance by clicking along the side.
It works, but then I don't see your lovely faces, which is the annoyance of the lifetime. But here, that's fine. Let me go back. Because I don't have time for this today. Okay, let's introduce some guests. Do you guys see my introduction guest thing?
Yes.
Okay. So we have some guests here who, of course, I cannot see at all. So messing with this. There we go. Let's introduce our folks here. I'm going to start. I'm going to see where now I can't see my guests, but let's go ahead and have Carly, you want to go ahead and just say hi? We're going to introduce you in great detail as our speaker, but please.
Hi, everyone. It's good to see you all this bright and early Friday morning. I guess it's not bright yet. It will be bright soon.
Yes. And Shoshanna, hello.
Hello, it's so nice to see you all.
You look fabulous, Shoshanna.
It's hard to get up this early. I'm not a morning. I'm a night person. This is exciting.
Well, the fact that you look fabulous means that you're winning. You're kicking it today. And Ashley, you said your sister's with us?
Yeah, my little sister, she's visiting from Berkeley for the last 6 months, and she's in Cal Rotary, so she's really excited to hear about Food for People.
Great. Well, you came to the right meeting on the right day. Good to see
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Any other guests? Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. We have a song we sing to our guests. Not really. Don't worry. Romy, your face happens to be on my big screen right then, and it was so great to see your face going, what? A song? Oh my God. Sorry, that's not funny. But okay, do you see anything? Do you see a screen besides
the whole thing now?
Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. It just needed me to ask it again politely. All right, so we're going to get right into it. AJ, you thought you were going to get away with not seeing this again, but AJ is presenting for Ollie. You want to tell us, do you have it all ready now? A little closer, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, the person who invited me to speak, I guess I was just noticing a lot of fraud and how technology could help protect against, there's just an increase of fraud this year. And so I just started sharing some of the technology, and so she thought it'd be very helpful if I could share it with her group and then venture into my minimum knowledge of Bitcoin. But it is an interesting technology out there to just know what those options are. So it'll be fun. Someone from Southwest Eureka saw that I was giving this talk, and so she invited me to her club to do a presentation there. So I'm going to be a guest on someone else's meeting as well. So yeah, it should be interesting.
And I see no reason why our program committee won't approach you, and once you get all the kinks out, ask you to do it for us. Anybody who can help me figure out how to manage my passwords without giving it all over to Google, that's worth a presentation right there. So somebody work on that one, and then we'll have you up. We'll have you in for sure. Reminder, this is coming up. When I put this up at first, it was like a long time away, but next Saturday, now the 24th, is a district conference and foundation celebration. If you haven't already signed up to attend those, I encourage you to. Our club will be recognized, I'm sure, because we always are amazing. And it would be good to be there and recognize AJ for his year and or our year during his presidency, let's say, and because we did a lot of great things. So please sign up for that if you haven't already. And again, the dates in January. I'm hoping that when we get closer to these dates, there isn't anyone in our club who says, I didn't know we were doing that. Oktoberfest Feast. This is coming up. You should all have gotten an email about it. It's on Facebook. Share it. Invite your friends. And these are some of the things you can do to get your best Rotarian on. Buy meals. Be a sponsor. Scott's taking those sponsorships, and he'll tell you more about those. Sign up to prep and serve and share. And by the way, we are going to, those of us working it that day, we're going to be in costumes. It's a Oktoberfest theme, so figure out what that means. Costumetically. Oh, okay, it's too early to make new words up. Scott, do you want to share anything with us at this point about the event?
I would love to. I'm multitasking. Super fun. Yes, we're looking. Yeah, doing a little this. I'm looking straight because I don't want to crash. I do hear you guys, so it's all good. I am very excited. We're going to have the Oktoberfest event on the 25th. We are still looking for as many sponsors as we can get. If you guys have anybody in mind that would like to have their business represented at the event, we'd love to get their banner up, get their merchandise out to folks. So that is a big push right now. So thank you guys all for getting the word around. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. And I have a number on that last email. But yeah, thank you guys all. And then, yes, we do need our Lederhosens for all of our volunteers. AJ has going to start a group for volunteers as well. So if anybody's interested in coming over and serving some food and having a jolly German time, we'd love to have you there.
Thank you. Yeah, and the Sign Up Genius will be going out soon. We're just getting final thought processes on that, but it is Sunday, October 25th from 4 to 6. So we're going to be needing people to sign up probably starting around 3-ish or maybe a little earlier, depending. And we'll let you know about that. And we're going to prepare a little bit now. So is Andreas here today? I didn't know if, did anyone see if he's here today? He's not. Well, we'll do the first lesson. I think it's important that you know a little German for this. So the first lesson is, may I have a beer, please? And we say that as, ich hätte gern ein Bier, bitte. Okay, everybody repeat. Ich hätte gern ein Bier, bitte.
Ein Bier, bitte.
Okay. Well, Dick gets a beer and the rest of you will have to order lemon drops.
We said it perfectly. We were just on mute.
Uh-huh. Without lips moving, I was impressed. We're all German. We're all ventriloquists in other languages. Okay, well, here's another one. Why is German beer always warm? Warum ist das deutsche Bier immer so verdammt warm? That's a little harder, but just stick with it. Anybody?
Warum ist das deutsche Bier immer so verdammt warm? Verdammt, verdammt.
Verdammt. I added a swear word in there because it makes it better. Okay. I will kill for German red cabbage. Ich bring dich für Rotkohl. Anybody? Come on, Dick can't be the only smarty pants.
And then the shit, and I can't get that one. That's tough.
Yeah, you better not, Scott. I don't.
I'm going to stop that.
They say normally don't try this at home. I would say don't try this while you're driving. Okay, well, no one wants to kill anybody for, and that's good. We're nice people. Okay, so these are the last few. So these are more slang. So it's coming to a decision is kind of like like in a soccer match when they're getting close to the end and they're really getting serious about winning. Es geht die Wurst. Anybody? Es geht die Wurst, which means it's going about it's going around the sausage. Okay. And then they're talking nonsense. Sie reden Kohl, which means they're talking cabbage. So did you say that, Lisa? Say it out loud so we can all hear you. Okay, so you've got some German now when we get there so that you'll be able to say some things, and some of it won't really be helpful, but you know, when you learn another language, you usually only learn the things that aren't that helpful. So that's your first lesson. Auf Wiedersehen. That means don't drive on the wrong side of the road. No, it means goodbye or see you again until I see you again. All right, good job. You're ready. And here's the spirits and spirits information again. I think that got sent out, or actually Ed put it on our Facebook page. So if you want to get this information, excuse me, not Facebook, website. So if you want to get this information later, it will be there for you. Just want to suggest that our final Friday is October 30th, and perhaps we can have a costume party. I did this with my staff the other day, and somebody noted that you really only need to dress costume from the neck up, or whatever we can see on, you know, on Facebook. So if that makes it easier or less intimidating, that you don't need to have the whole thing. But we'll vote for our favorite costumes and figure out if there's a prize involved. I'll let you know. So something about Halloween with Shoshanna. Siva, were you going to kick this off, or were or no? Do you want to say anything to us, or should we just hand it right over to Shoshanna?
No, I can. Hi guys. I miss all you guys. Get back on here. So I'm going to introduce Shoshanna. She's working with Arcata Main Street, and we came up with a spooky haunted car parade so that we don't completely give up on Halloween. So I'm going to let her take it over since she's doing all the legwork on it.
We miss you too, Siva.
Miss you.
Hello, I'm so excited about this. We have the Spooky Plaza Car Parade, and it'll be pretty spectacular. And would it be possible to share my screen so I can show off what the plaza is going to look like?
Go for it.
Okay, it's cool. It's going to be, well, this is more of a cartoon version, but it's pretty, but it's going to be pretty neat. So we've got the plaza, we've got the corner where Brio is at 8th and G and Tri-Counties Bank, and people will enter there at 7 o'clock-ish. It's open from 7 to 11. So it's like a haunted house on the plaza. People can drive around. But we have hundreds and hundreds of people excited about it so far. And they'll come up and around. There'll be lots of different things going on. We've got things like graveyard number 1, graveyard number 2, giant spiders, the eyeball area, the zombies with a little toxic waste spill, and witches, and all different things going on, pirates, all sorts of stuff. And then people will drive out over by Jacoby's Storehouse, where they will get a magnificent treat opportunity from Hensel's Ace Hardware, this wonderful little pumpkin with treats inside for as supplies last. But it's a pretty big undertaking, but it's really designed to keep people from gathering on the plaza, because the plaza is such a attractive place to gather and come together. So after Farmers Market, we'll be setting up for a few hours and then putting on this spectacular thing on the plaza. We have a DJ lined up, and some sponsors downtown, which is really sweet and wonderful. And we've got a lot, we're gathering people who would like to participate. And one of the things that we're hoping to connect with the folks from this amazing group are possibly some of the traffic control people, or just either being there on the plaza, but especially helping people to go away after Farmers Market, so that we can clear the plaza area, so we can set up and decorate and just have it be a nice, safe, not gathering area for the people who are putting it on, and then be able to sorry, it's really early, I dressed up, and oh my goodness, the thoughts. But be able to help with the flow of people as they're coming. Well, we have the parking places we'll keep after Farmers Market around the inside of the plaza, but then also take over the outside of Plaza once later, and we'll be meeting with the city about how we're closing off streets, or whether we're keeping them open a bit till later in the evening. But there's just in order to set things up and get things going, we'll need some help, additional help with the traffic control part of it. So we're hoping, if people want to be dressed up, they want to be, especially business folks, because they're so wonderful at cordially connecting with people, because they don't want to leave the plaza after Farmers Market, to help them know that something wonderful is coming up. They can come back for it. It'll be free and wonderful, and that they can, that they can enjoy it and participate too. So we're hoping to get you guys excited about coming and joining us. But if you really needed to be a zombie, if you needed to be a vampire, if you need to be anything, we can make it happen, and we can help you if you need to make it happen. Like, I want to be a pirate. Okay, we can make you a pirate. So we can help you with all that. Yeah. But I got some great pictures of the Plaza that Apocalypse Day, and so I'm using those on the poster for here too. So we got some good spooky Plaza action happening. There's a little downtown trick or treat going on the weeks leading up to Halloween, but then this event that was catching on with a lot of energy and buzz, and we're really excited to have people be involved in a safe, friendly way.
So what I think there might be people here who are interested in helping out, and I think what would be nice for us is if we can have a follow-up email with more details and times, and then, you know, if we could, for us, sometimes it works to create a sign-up genius if there's times and slots that we need. So Siva, you know, if the two of you can get together and let me know if there's what we need to get out to the club. Could I just see like some thumbs on, you know, your reactions or applause of how many people think they want to be involved in this? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got some people going, nah, if I can't be a pirate, forget it. Yeah, so we'll have some folks get involved for you, for sure.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. And family members are welcome too. So if you had someone else you wanted to bring with you, we'll find something fun for them to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, Shoshanna, is if you have family members, kids, grown kids that want to participate, we're trying to keep the circle kind of tight. And that's why we wanted to come to Rotary to see if they had also any adult children or young children that want to participate in this. And then I also want to thank AJ and Scott, because both of their banks are sponsoring this, and Danco sponsoring it, and Eco Groovy. So we do have like quite a few sponsors, but all the money's going to Arcata Main Street to help awesome Shoshanna make sure we're bringing everybody downtown to Arcata. So
in a safe way.
We're also working on the Interact from Arcata High to help out as well. They're getting clearance from the school to allow them to do that, but we'll get more information of how many we can have as well.
And if they need to talk to us about our plan for COVID, we're happy to. We're having it be really organized and nice, but we'll have plenty of space with that giant plaza. Without having the hundreds of people join us on the plaza, we'll have a lot of good space, and we're trying to make sure we have a good list ahead of time of who's coming, but I'm happy to talk to them if they need it.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. And thanks for, you know, actually, I got to say, you just brought it up a notch for apparel and dress for our club. And I think that we've all kind of been slacking a little bit. You know, we're wearing our pajamas or whatever. And I think we might want to start bringing at least our B game So thank you for giving us some class this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's my job in Humboldt County to get people to dress up more.
There you go. And hey, we're going to do it at our event on the 25th. We're going to be dressed up. So just, it may not look classy, but we'll be dressed up. I wanted to go to Mike real quick before I went to the next slide. Mike wanted to say something really briefly about Veterans Day, right?
Yeah. Just please, everybody, put Veterans Day on your calendar on the plaza at the flagpole at 4, flag lowering ceremony. Love to have all of you there. Thanks. More next week.
All right, thank you. Are we back to seeing my slides again? All right, so reminder about recognitions. Send your photos in, and we will get them shared when we've got a chunk. We'll get a few of them out there. So now I wanted to go and talk a little bit about some service projects, and I wanted to start with Youth Services Committee report. They met this last week, and Rebecca, are you going to give us a report on that?
Yeah, I can give a quick update. Can you see? I don't know what you can see. Oh, look, I got Buddy here, like just the Halloween spirit. I don't think it'll be helpful handing out like candy or anything, but he's all set for yesterday was the great shakeout. So he's got his like ham radio and everything. He's my new favorite friend. He hangs out with me all day long. He doesn't talk back. This is very helpful. So we sent out a survey to schools, and we're still getting a little bit of information back, but we're looking at potential projects related to potentially, you know, sort of how can we, one, you know, spread our limited funds to the best possible, you know, by adding in some hands-on projects, but looking at, you know, potential for outdoor spaces. That's a huge need, both, I think, you know, in the community and schools. There's a lot to overcome, but I've got some resources that we're looking into. The second item, it seemed like a lot of folks needed was like books. So I'm trying to get some specific lists, hoping that, you know I've got a stack of books I'm looking at right now, but, you know, if they're just general or are they very specific? You know, is there a combo of some sort of donation or we could buy some books. The other thing is art supplies. So I'm also, again, trying to get a little bit more specific, but reaching out for, asking for art supplies. It seems like they want stuff for kids to take home. And then the last piece, and I'll follow up a little bit more, Maggie had sent out some information from Jim Ritter about the guest lecture series, and I followed up with him on that a little bit, and I'm actually going to fill out the survey today. But there's an option to you know, actually provide like a, you know, lessons in a class, and just really looking at how we can support teachers. So we'll have a little bit more updates to come as we get more information. I keep flashing a weird color on my screen, at least. So yeah, I think that's it. More to come. We're really looking at how we can stretch our dollars and support our teachers, really, as our goal this year.
Yeah, that's great, Rebecca. I thought that was part of your Halloween kind of motif, that your screen was flashing in different colors. It's kind of cool. I don't know.
Maybe I hit a Halloween button and I didn't know it.
Talk to the guy next to you. Maybe he has something to do with it. And that big spider reminds me that I've lost track of my little spider. So yeah, okay. Anyway, it's hard to keep spiders as pets if you let them run around the house. That's all I can say. All right. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. They got some good stuff happening, and a lot of needs at the schools. I know that Jen, when she was talking to us the other week, you know, really reminded us that teachers are probably, I mean, they've always lived in a particularly challenging world, but now it's just, the bar has been raised. I mean, it's so high, we could all walk under it easily, and they really need support and help. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that. So thank you, Rebecca. I wanted to thank Siva, and is Jeff here today? I didn't see Jeff. Did anybody see Jeff today? So
yeah,
Jeff, yeah, Jeff, do you want to
talk about this? Well, yeah, our club and Siva actually donated some tools to the Eureka High. Basically, their what is it? Their like Makers Club, basically, and it was great. Maggie was there. We were able to donate these much needed tools. They're doing basically, they're taking these kits, tool kits, and sending them to the students so that they can do their projects from home. So it was really great. And thank you, Maggie, for being there. Yeah, they just received a grant, and they have a brand new shop. These are welding stations, so they have brand new welding stations, all these tools. It'll take them a little while to get the shop set up, but some amazing tools, and to teach these kids the trades, it's an amazing setup.
The red thing on the right looks to me a lot like a ping pong table, but they assured me that's not what that is. Uh-oh. Well, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, Maggie.
It's fun to go there and see their building. He was pretty excited about it, and mostly can't wait to get the kids back because he needs help unpacking and moving all that stuff around and doesn't really want to do it by himself. I mean, that's why you have young people around so they can do the heavy lifting. So so they need to get back in there and start lifting stuff around, and I'm sure they'll be happy to do that. Before we do the raffle, do we have any other announcements anybody want to make for the good of the order, things that are happening that we haven't mentioned today? I know I've sent some emails out on some things. Oh, I know that I don't have it in front of me, but the zone thing. Dustin, do you want to talk about the zone thing, because we got invited to it this year, and we don't normally get invited to that. So do you want to mention what that is?
Yeah. So typically, the Zone Institute is it's kind of it used to be invite only. What it is, it's kind of a reunion for past district governor classes and whatnot around the zone. It's a combined zone 26 and 27. Which is like western Colorado to Hawaii, up to British Columbia, down to LA area. This year, and actually last year too, it's open to all Rotarians. And what it is, it's there's breakout sessions. It's kind of anyone interested in leadership or learning more about Rotary at the district and zone and even club levels are welcome to sign up and go. It's a really, really fun event. I had a great time when I went in Reno a few years back, and typically that's where the governors, incoming governors, graduate as well. So it's really cool. If Terry's on, she knows a little bit more about it too, because she goes to the Zone Institute a lot. But it's virtual this year, and it's a good opportunity to get involved and see what it's about. It's a mini celebration, and there's breakout sessions, and it's a fun time, and they're working hard on it. So it'd be cool. Anyone that wants to go, sign up and go for it.
Thank you.
I echo everything that Dustin said. It's a great event, and you'll meet lots of Rotarians from all over the Western United States. And it's a good way to see a little bit beyond the club and district level and get an idea of Rotary on a larger scale.
Great, thank you. Yeah, and I think I forwarded the invite, or maybe you all got it yourselves. I never know, but I forwarded that out so that there's information on how to sign up for that.
Maggie, I would also like to say that we should probably have a fundraiser specifically to get Dustin some light bulbs.
Yeah. I think I think his plan is to, save it all, and then once he becomes our district governor, he's just going to light it up and just go woo. Not that should be your slogan, because I think they already had Light Up Rotary, and we all made fun of that one. So
yeah, that was Kevin Eisenberg's year. Yep, Light Up Rotary.
God, and you wouldn't want to say that anymore now with all the fires and stuff, but at the time it was amusing. So yeah, that will be great. Thank you for that, Terry and Dustin. And we have a raffle to take care of. Are people ready? Did everyone buy the tickets they needed to buy? And John's feeling lucky. Yeah, John's feeling lucky. It's going to be John. So he must have bought tickets. Otherwise, he's just feeling lucky for some other reason. And that's another story. Do you want to do a program on that, John? Should we sign you up to now for you? All right, Nick. Nick is working it. Here we go. Oh, wait, I think Scott's, no, it's too late.
Too late. I already pulled the name. All right. Today's winner is Greg. And let's see if he'll win the $100 and all the gift certificates today. If not, $110 next week. Nope, $5. So next week we'll go to 110, and who knows, maybe this pot will grow to 200 and it'll be Final Friday and somebody will win something big.
And then spend it here. Yes. Isn't that, it's kind of like when you used to, well, not when you used to, or not like I've ever done this, but okay, it happened once that the pots they have at bars, the football pools and stuff, and when you win it, they want, you know, and if you win it and you collect your money, everyone there wants you to buy them a drink. Has that ever happened to anybody besides me? Am I the only person that's ever happened to? I can't believe it. I'm looking at some of you and you're not admitting it, but you know who you are. Yes, okay. Yeah, so what you do is you go into the bar during a real off hour and collect your money and sneak out. That's how you handle that. So just if anyone needs to know that for the future, if we ever have those again. So let's see, we've got, I want to look at some things in the chat, just point out to people because Ashley's sister Emily and Ashley are inviting us to another virtual, to the Cal Rotaract meeting, virtual meeting. So check that out there, folks. That could be fun. And it's always nice now to check other meetings out now that it's so easy to do. So please check that out, folks. All right. So we've done the raffle. That's great. And so now we're going to our presentation. And I am going to turn this over to Carol.
All right.
To kick us off. Thank you, Carol.
Okay, well, as a board member for Food for People, I'm really pleased to introduce Carly Robbins, which I know many of you know. Carly is the development director for Food for People, which we all know is Humboldt County's food bank. And Carly is a committed Rotarian, a former Rotaractor. She is now current member and past president of the Rotary Club of Eureka. She enjoys the way Rotary Club brings community members together from all areas and interests to achieve incredible goals. And so a lot has been happening with Food for People and our efforts to ensure that everybody has access to healthy, nutritious food. And I'm gonna let Carly take it away and give us all an update about what's happening.
Hey, thank you, Carol, and thanks, Maggie, and everyone for having me here today. So I wanted to update you on what's been happening at Food for People. It's been an interesting year, like I'm sure it's been an interesting year for most people. I thought I would kick things off, though, by sharing a little video. So I'm going to cross my fingers that everything technology-wise works just how I want it to. So let me go in. Of course, now I can't find my video. Here, well. All right, never mind. I'm not sharing video right now. It doesn't want to agree with me. I'll just go right into my slideshow. And if I can figure out my video with enough time later, we'll do that. All right. Can everyone see that? Perfect. Okay. So as Carol mentioned, and I'm sure most of you know, Food for People is the food bank for Humboldt County. We actually formed in 1979. So we've been operating for over 40 years. We now serve about 12,000 people every single month consistently. A quarter of those are seniors, 1/3 are children. We have a countywide network of food pantries, child nutrition programs for seniors and families, and we work with more than 100 partners in our community to spread the reach of our food assistance programs to make sure everyone is getting the food they need. It's been an interesting year for us. So it really kicked off back in February. Many people probably know we had a city sewer inundation at the food bank. It's several thousand gallons of sewage water into our facility, which is not ideal for anyone, but much less if you have food on site. So caused pretty widespread damage. We had to move out all operations and staff. So for an interim situation, we are leasing several different sites to make sure that we continue on all of our food assistance programs. Sorry if you hear my cat in the background. She is not used to mornings either, Maggie. So currently our Eureka food pantry that was located at the old site is now down at the old Eureka Chamber building, and we're leasing 3 other warehouse sites that are allowing us to continue all of the rest of our programs. So that includes food that goes out to our network of food pantries, that includes backpacks for kids, our senior programs, and many more. Quickly after that, in March, COVID happened and shelter in place, which also quickly changed how food distribution happens in our county. So pretty much everything is pre-bagged now, whereas before we really focused on a choice model that promoted not only meeting clients' nutritional and diet needs, but also cut down on food waste, because instead of handing people a box of food that, you know, assumed what they ate, people were able to go through and choose. Say they were diabetic, they could choose foods around that to fit their needs. The pandemic has really changed that. We've had to go to an entirely pre-bagged model for nearly every single program. So that has really changed operations. Right after the pandemic hit, we did see a big spike in needs. So we started doing big drive-through distributions. This helped because not only could we help a lot of people at one time, we could do it safely. So the very first one we did at the mall in Eureka, we distributed 500 boxes in less than 2 hours to people in need. And we saw that model of distribution really worked in a pandemic world. So we continued that on with almost all of our other programs. And where that wasn't possible, we went to outdoor distributions with 6-foot social distancing for safety. Everyone is required to have a mask during distributions. If someone comes and they don't have one, we will hand one out. And then we have a lot more protocols for both staff and volunteers to make sure that we're keeping everyone as safe as possible. One of the unfortunate setbacks is our amazing volunteer pool had to change. We typically have about 400 volunteers every single month helping Food for People distribute food and programs through our programs. Unfortunately, we can't have large groups of volunteers in one space anymore, so we had to cut down. We're doing, you know, packing projects with just a few volunteers at a time. We have volunteers who are helping us distribute food by delivering. Carol Vandermeer not only is on our board, but has been a long-time delivery driver for our senior and homebound program. And that was one of the programs we really saw a lot of need in when the pandemic hit. The pure amount of phone calls we got from seniors in the first months who were afraid to leave their house, didn't know if they'd have enough food to get through the month or how they would get food, was really alarming. So the senior population is definitely the area we saw the most need in. One of the really wonderful partnerships we were able to make happen during this, actually with the help of Maggie over at Area 1 Agency on Aging, they helped to find funding, and Food for People has been able to provide bags of produce to all of the seniors in the Meals for Wheels program with Humboldt Senior Resource Center. So that's 3 organizations coming together to make sure people are getting more food to meet their nutritional needs. So an amazing program that's really helped during these times. And then children are the other end of that, where we're really seeing a big impact due to the pandemic. Excuse me. What we're really seeing right now is families who are already considered low income at risk are suffering even more. Lots of those parents who had low job security or several jobs to make up their yearly income have been laid off or are now being forced to stay home with young school-age children. So we're seeing the biggest impact in this area. And one of the things we're really happy about is that Backpacks for Kids was able to continue even once schools stopped meeting in person. We talked to all of the administrators at all of the sites we have throughout the county, and everyone was really committed to getting the food to children. So even when packing stopped for you guys, we were able to work with the school administrators to get the food directly to them. And this year, packing is back, and then even for sites where children are not going to be on site, the school administrators are working to make sure all of those families can still access the food. So like say in Arcata, I think you guys are up to 37 kids or are funded for 37 kids. And the schools are making sure that all of that food gets to children, which is an amazing feat in a year where a lot has changed, especially for school and school-aged children. So I want to also say a big thank you to all of you for that ongoing support. It's an important program and definitely an important one in times like these. All right, and then the next big thing coming for Food for People is I'm going to swing back to that sewer inundation. So now that we have been through the the beginnings of COVID, I'll say, and we have found a rhythm. We are really focusing on what it's going to take to recover from the sewer incident. Taking a step back, Food for People already had acknowledged the need to expand our site. We ran out of space a long time ago, and programs like our senior program and backpacks programs have more need than we're able to meet, and a lot of that comes down to the amount of space that we have. We just can't grow programs right now because we don't have the space for the food. So we had already been thinking about what it would take to renovate our site and add some off-site warehouse space. And then the sewer inundation really kicked things off for us. There was extensive damage to the site, and it was determined that it didn't make sense to repair what was there when we knew we already needed to renovate. So that is what we are doing right now. Let's see, we actually kicked off demolition last Friday. Some of you might have seen that. Very own Greg Foster helped. He was an amazing MC. We had board members like Carol, Senator McGuire was there to help us kick off. And we're really excited about the next phase. So I wanted to show you just a little bit about what we're thinking and what it will offer our community. So what you're looking at now is a bird's eye view of the current site and the current layout. You can see it's a big long rectangle with a parking lot along the side. So this is a rough layout of the new design that we're looking at. So we're really changing things up. We're taking it all the way to the ground. Instead of a long rectangle, it's going to be a large box, if you will. And one of the reasons we are going with this design is it will give us more square footage, so it'll give us more food storage. We also, through this design, we've been working with our friends at Greenway Partners to help us manage this project. And we're really aiming for a building that will help meet our needs and be flexible, because as we're finding out, emergency food services are becoming more of an issue in our community than less. Between COVID, wildfires, earthquake, the need to have an emergency food, a food bank that is prepared to meet the emergency needs of the community is really important. So we're actually going to be making our building much taller. We currently have height to do racking 2 pallets high. We're going to be going 4 pallets high. So we're going to be getting a lot more space. We're going to be getting a lot more refrigeration, which will help with our goal of promoting healthy foods. It'll give us more food or more space for all that healthy produce, fruits, fresh foods, which is wonderful. And also we're taking a phased approach with this project. So we know right now during COVID that we need more food storage space than ever. And almost all of our food distribution is happening outside. So we're building in awnings here to protect people from the rain, while outdoor distributions are a necessity. And then in phase 2, we're going to build in a choice pantry that offers more space, so we're able to get back to that model that offers people the dignity of shopping through for foods that meet their nutritional needs. So we're really excited for everything this is going to provide to us. Here is a rendering of what the new building will look like. It's going to be gorgeous, so we'll be able to beautify our little nook there in Eureka as well. All right. Here is just a slide about contact information if you have any questions that I haven't been able to address today. Our overall goal for this project is 5 million, which we know is an ambitious goal, but very encouragingly, we have already raised 3 million. We're more than 60% of the way to our goal. And we are going to be working in the next year, reaching out to our friends and neighbors to help support the project and finish out the goal so we can realize this project for ourselves and our community. A big thank you. We've had some really amazing lead donors come in, including the Smullen Foundation, St. Joseph Health, Rose Perrinan, Humboldt Area Foundation. Even a few members in this very own Rotary Club have come in and made lead gifts to our campaign. So we've already seen strong support from our community, which is really encouraging. And we're really excited for this next chapter for Food for People. So I kind of blew through that to leave some time for questions. I don't know if anyone has any questions for me off the top, or if you would like to see that pretty video about what Food for People does.
Carly, why don't you see if you can pull it up, and then and I could cue some questions for you. Do people raise your hand if you have a question? Anybody out there?
All right. Well, here. I'll
Here
show
we go.
you. I think I optimized it so you can hear the sound. If not, let me know.
When you're like hungry, my stomach hurts. I just feel weak. It really affects your balance. It affects the way you walk, affects the way you think.
I can't concentrate when I'm hungry.
It's very hard because mostly I'm thinking about is food.
Many of our students, when they get that bag, the smile that they get on their face lights up. And the smile that they get brings a smile to our faces.
I never would have imagined that I would be in this situation. I figured I would be the one helping people. When I know it's the day the food bank is coming over, I'm very joyful because I need the food.
I appreciate that they give us food when we need it.
Everybody in Humboldt County needs help now and then.
Organizations like Food for People are so incredibly important because we have people in the community that are hungry. We're talking the elderly, the sick, families, kids. This is a fundamental human need to be able to eat.
All right, I successfully got it to play. All right. Did that play for everyone? Wonderful. Okay, any questions?
I have a question. Hi, Carly. I actually do a lot of work up in Del Norte and work at the California Center for Rural Policy, and we do a lot of research. I was just contacted yesterday by, I don't know if you know her, Amanda Hickson, up in Del Norte, up there at their food pantry. They're seeing their numbers go down of people that are accessing their food pantry. So they brought us in to do research to understand why that is. But I'm just wondering if you're consistently seeing numbers go up, or if numbers have stabilized, or are they going down?
It's been a moving target since the pandemic started. We saw a big spike when when shelter in place was enacted. We saw a lot more need immediately. And then we actually did see a decline. I think probably beginning summer, we saw a decline. And we didn't have the research quite, per se, but we attributed it that a lot of more families were accessing the CalFresh EBT, and then also a lot of families got that stimulus check. And for a lot of the families that we serve, that's a pretty big chunk of money. And we talked to a fair amount of clients who said, accessing the food bank is great, but pre-bag stuff is not ideal. And if they had the money to go shop for the foods they wanted, they were going to do it, which I completely understand. So we did see a dip there for a while. And now we're kind of leveling out. And I will, like I mentioned a couple of times, the populations, the need in the different populations is also pretty varied. So like I said, seniors were a big spike in need. And then the people who were already considered low income, who were already kind of at that, living on the edge, living paycheck to paycheck, are suffering a lot more than people who were maybe a level above that. So not necessarily a lot more need right now. It's kind of leveled off, but the people who are accessing our services are in a lot worse shape than they were pre-pandemic, is what we're seeing.
Thanks, Carly.
Carly, I just want to say that I'm very impressed with how Food for the People has resumed the program and kept everyone, just kept it going and found locations even after that huge disaster. I mean, it's just amazing. And for us, our numbers have gone up. I mean, usually we start at about maybe lower 30s in the number of bags, and we're already up to 40 just starting. We're only in our second week. So I anticipate that it's probably even going to go up even more. That I just want to thank you. It's just been, you guys are just incredible.
Oh, well, thank you. I really have to give a lot of credit to our team. They've stuck through in what has been a very tough year with a lot of changes. So I got to give them a lot of credit. And we've also had a lot of really amazing support from our community that has allowed us to do that. I also want to give a shout out to, I think I saw John Richmond on here. Time Standard has also been a big proponent of helping the Backpacks program, which has allowed us to start off the year with some strong funding so that we're able to help as many kids as possible.
And I wanted, I'm sorry, Rebecca, were you raising your hand?
Yeah, I had a quick question. What about food donation this year? Like, I know in the past our company has done both like a cash and then also like collected cans. I can imagine that sort of the whole food collection sort of around the holidays has changed. Or sort of what support are you looking for those agencies that, or organizations that used to kind of either donate food, or what's coming up for the holidays? How can we help you?
That is a very good question, and one we've been thinking about a lot recently. For Food for People, it's kind of twofold right now too. Instead of having a whole bunch of barrels out in the community, which promotes, more people gathering, that kind of thing, we are opting for larger one-day food drives. So kind of almost the reverse. It's a drive up and donate instead of a drive up distribution. So we're planning one for November and one for December. So it'll be, big events to bring in food as quickly and safely as possible. But really right now, one of the best things is financial donations. As I mentioned, we're leasing 3 different spaces right now, and we still have less space than we had in our old facility. So storage space is at a premium. So having enough space to quarantine the food long enough for it to be sorted by volunteers and then packed is an organizational hurdle. So financial donations that allow us to use our wholesale buying power to get pallets of food that, come pre-packed, they're tidy, they can go in a corner, is really ideal right now. So we'll accept both donations, but if you have the option of buying a can to give to Food for People right now or giving $1, the $1 will probably go a little bit farther to helping people in the community.
Great, thanks for telling us that. I think that's important that when you give dollars, it provides maximum flexibility to any organization, and certainly in this situation where you need to be very efficient with your storage, that makes good sense. I also wanted to mention that our club is committed to Backpacks for Kids. We have committed to doing what it takes to meet our promise for that. So as Lisa mentioned, there's already more kids in that now starting out than there usually is. And I think the club is committing to whatever it takes for those schools, whatever those numbers go to over the course of the year, we're going to commit to it. And that, that is going to be an increase to our budget, but I think that our club is going to make it happen. And going forward, and we're going to do that. And we're going to be sending you Sophie's not here today, I don't think, but we are going to be sending you a check for a portion of our commitment to that. I think we're going to do the $5,000 right now so that you have that money in your pocket as you start, as you're doing the meals or the backpack food production for us. So we're going to get that money to you ASAP. If we were all together, I'd hand you the check, or I would have had the big check, but you can't even fit it on the screen. So, but just be looking, the check is going to be in the mail to you, and the club is committed to making sure that we continue this, and that all the kids that need it in the schools that we are helping will get the food they need. So that's a club commitment this year. So count on us for that. And whatever it takes, we'll make it happen. Thank you so much. I have to give you your certificate. Here you go. It's kind of nice that you get the certificate, but you don't have to take it home and go, now what do I do with this certificate? We are going to, sorry, it's just the way it is, right? We are going to be donating in appreciation in your name to Tri-County Independent Living here locally that helps people with disabilities. So we used to give to the Wheelchair Foundation, and then we decided this year that we would give the same funds to locally to people who are helping people in our community. So we will be doing that in your honor. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful.
So we appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody here on the call today. Remember that World Polio Day is October 24th, and next week we will be having a special speaker, Bob Rogers, talk to us about his experience and his life. He did have polio and the impact it has had on his life, and also what we can do as a club to keep at this. So that's next week. And I found this picture. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't believe that those leaves naturally landed like this, although maybe they did. But it just shows what you can do if you have a lot of time on your hands. So if you haven't, if you're struggling for things to do during COVID, I would say go out, find some fall leaves, and play with them, play in them, play with them, make a design, and have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I wish you all well, and we will see you soon. I don't know where my gong went. I think I killed it. I mean, oh, here it is. I found a spider during that meeting. During her presentation, and I thought it was a different spider. So I've got stuff to do here at my house. I think the spiders are coming in for the fall. I don't know what's happening, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So whatever you do today and over the weekend, have a great time. And
Maggie, can I say something real quick? Sorry.
Yes, you can. Go for it.
Shoshanna loved everybody so much that she just said she wants to join our club, so I'm going to sponsor her. So I wanted to make that announcement. She's been wanting to do it for a long time, and now that her kids are grown, all of your happy faces made her want to join. So we're the fun club.
We are the fun club. You are awesome, all of you. Siva, that's great. Shoshanna, welcome. We will make it happen, and that is great news today. So everybody go celebrate that. Get ready for Halloween, and enjoy the heat wave that we have going today. And I will see you all very, very soon. Yippee!